All right, man, we're gonna end this motherfucker like we always do. Showing love and shouting out. T, who you shouting out, dog?
Shout out something that I ain't never seen before, a team that I've never seen before. And this one hits a little bit different for me. And it ain't for the reasons that most people would probably latch on to them for. Talking about the Greenville Christian Academy football team. They it started back in, let's see, I think it was last year. Basically COVID started.
Mhm.
And the team quarterback from Greenville High, not the academy, but Greenville High, basically was like, I want to play football somewhere. So he picked up the phone and he called the coach there at Greenville Christian and he said, "Hey man, I want to play." Coach was like, "Bet." So upon him coming, he brought in a lot more kids. And basically they've got a team. They got an all-star team, as some people like to put it. They got Delta All-Star team is playing for Greenville Christian. But here's why I want to shout them out. I don't want to shout them out for their victories over MRA and Jackson Prep and here recently over Oak Grove. That's not why I want to shout them out.
And
I don't want to.
these are all just for
Yeah,
clarification for some
go
of
ahead.
our viewers that might not be
Yeah,
from Mississippi.
yeah, yeah.
The two teams he named at first, those are powerhouses in our private school
Private school powerhouse.
sector. And then that last team, Oak Grove,
That's
is
six
a
A defending,
powerhouse in the public school, and that's in the biggest school, 6A. So
defending 6A champions, as
that's a
I
big
understand.
deal.
And they were a funny that they put it that funny that they beat Oak Grove because Oak Grove was a team that said, "Oh yeah, we'll play y'all," because they lost the game off their schedule and they said, "Hey, look, we just looking for somebody to play." And Oak Grove said,
They
"Hey,
didn't
we got you.
expect that.
Hey, we'll play you."
they,
48-41. That was the score.
they,
48-41, I believe, was the
they,
score.
I bet they didn't expect that now.
But here's why I want to shout out Greenville Christian Academy right here. This is why I want to shout them out. It's because it's not because of the wins. It's not because of the people they beat. It's not because of the fact that they're 70, I think it's 75%. They're all black football team. I think the school is 75% black. That's not why I'm shouting them out. I'm shouting out these young men because in spite of what's going on in the world today, pandemic reasons, these young men found a way. They figured out a way. They made a way and they've accepted what they were going to undergo. And this is why I say that. Article I read basically spoke about the facilities that they have at the school. They ain't nothing to write home about. They basically transitioned classrooms into weight rooms and film rooms. That's what these young men have done. They show pictures of them working out in classrooms and weight rooms, and it's just all makeshift. And these boys are stretching and working out and getting themselves prepared. They don't have top of the line buses. Their bus doesn't even have air conditioning. These boys are traveling places and they in the heat to go play MRA, Jackson Prep, Oak Grove. I think they chartered a bus to go play a team in Georgia because that's the only loss they had. And that was the Georgia team was like number 8 in the country.
Mm.
And they didn't lose to them by a whole lot. But these young men, I just want to give them a shout out because they figured out a way to make something happen. They took nothing and turned it into something. And a lot of young men will not make the sacrifice to just walk away from, I guess you would say, what is normal, to go to a school to play and play in conditions that are not what they came from. Now, that's not to say, that's not to say they left better. or they left worse. I don't really know. But at the end of the day, though, they figured out a way to make things happen. They say we want to go play football. We don't care where we play football. We want to play football here, and we're okay with whatever happens, and we're gonna make the best of it. And they're beating teams that probably have, let's just say it, they just have better facilities. They have better everything than them. I mean, we're talking about the 6A champs. We're talking about MRA and Jackson Prep. The people around here that know about those two teams in the private school sector, they know what they
The
got.
money is flowing.
The
They got
money is
they
flowing.
got stuff.
All right. But these boys say we good if we ain't got but one weight bench, if that's the case.
But they
We
said they got
good.
two. So
They-
you ain't being too hyperbolic. I think in the article, I think they said got two weight benches, 2 squat racks.
Everybody
I
can't
think
get
that's
the
what
same
I
work.
read.
Everybody can't get the same work. But these young men figured out a way. And that's the thing that I'm wanting to drive home to a lot of people out there is that, okay, it ain't necessarily got to be the sweetest. It ain't going to be the sweetest. And a lot of people come from situations that ain't the sweetest. But at the end of the day, though, you figure out a way. And then when you get on that bus, you think about, and this is coming from some old school talk I get from time to time growing up. When people from lesser communities go play bigger schools, bigger teams, and they will go, we'll be sitting on that bus, and sometimes we just talk about what we ain't got, and it pisses us off. And we just ride to their facility, we whoop that ass, and we get back on that same janky ass bus and go back to that same janky ass facility, and we go, you see what we just did? We just whooped that ass. And that's what them young men are doing. They're just whooping ass. And yeah, they're accepting of the conditions, they're accepting of what's going on. And I want to shout out the staff there. They say the staff is, I was reading the article, and Rick Cleveland, I think, put the article out. The staff is very, very, they understand what we got. And they ain't making no excuses. Ain't nobody in that room making excuses. They know what we got. They know what they're dealing with. And we're gonna make it 100% the best for us. And right now, they making a lot of people who are the elite of private school football and now public school football go, oh crap, this ain't good. What are we doing wrong? So I want to give them boys a shout out, man, because them young men make a way, found a way, make the best of it. And when they hit the field on Friday night, Thursday night, whenever they play, they whooping ass. They getting back on that same bus with no air conditioning, and they're going back to Greenville and saying, we just did that. Shout out.
No doubt. Great shout out. Great shout out again. I'm gonna pick it back off my brother a little bit. Uh, he mentioned Rick Cleveland, who was the individual who wrote the article about the school that T was just talking about. What's the name of that school again, T?
I think it's Greenville. I think it's Greenville Christian Academy. I
Greenville
believe it's
Christian.
Greenville Christian Academy. Yeah.
I want to shout out Rick Cleveland because just growing up here in Mississippi, and I remember my mama used to get the paper.
He's our guy.
Which I used to love, read the sports section, as a kid, you read the sports section and read the comic strip and all that kind of shit as a child.
Yeah.
And I used to see his name. Like he was the guy who was delivering the news to me on sports.
Yeah.
So he's like the authority figure on sports here in Mississippi, like the godfather of at least print media.
He the guy.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the legendary Rob J is that guy in just television.
Mm-hmm.
It's Rick Cleveland for print.
Yep.
And so reading that article on Greenville Christian as a former history teacher, I loved how he wove the history in there about academies here in the state of Mississippi. Because after Brown versus Board of Education, that's when all these academies start. These private schools start popping up in Mississippi for real. After Brown versus Board of Education, because as he stated clearly, he didn't shy away from the history. White folks did not want their kids to go to school with black kids. So they were willing to pull their kids out of free schools, take their money, build schools, pay tuition if they got to, but do whatever we got to do to keep our kids away from black kids. And so Rick Cleveland was pointing out the irony of the fact that this all black football team from a private school,
well written,
is whooping these folks' ass now. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of writing kind of takes courage in the state of Mississippi. First of all,
no doubt.
Still in 2021, that kind of writing to point out the fact that the origin of most of these private schools in Mississippi comes out of racism. It still takes courage to do that. We talking about, me and my brothers, you know what I'm saying, we have a pre-show meeting and we talk about what kind of bullshit some of our viewers might say in the comment section. I can only imagine what kind of shit Rick Cleveland been through in his career if he keeping it 100 with like that throughout his career here in Mississippi.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
You know, so shout out to him, man. Real OG when it comes to sports. Yep. He's connected to the Mississippi Hall of Fame. I think he might have been director of it. I don't know. I don't want to say what I don't know for sure. But I know he's tied to it.
He's tied. He's tied to it all.
But he's just OG status in our state of Mississippi when it comes to this sports shit. When it comes to Mississippi sports, like he's a fucking library, a walking library. You know what I'm saying? And I shot him out for such a great article and pointing that shit out about Greenville Christian. So wish him continued success. I don't think he's with the Clarion Ledger anymore. Kind of freelances and does his own thing now.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote the article for MississippiToday.org.
Yeah, but I think our brother Ray was like, shit, he basically work where he want to work now.
Yeah, I mean,
when that lets you know he felt passionate about that story too,
as he should.
You know what I'm saying? Because at this point he ain't got to write no story, but he.
Let's not get it twisted now. Let's not get it twisted. Mr. Greenville Christian ain't pulling in no just anybody. I mean, these young men are. You got a young man that's a Southern Miss commit. You got another young man that's a Mississippi State commit. I mean,
well, you got again when you say these motherfuckers was transfer, you got kids transferring from Greenwood was a good football team.
Yeah.
Now some of these kids, their schools opted out due to COVID.
Yeah.
But these kids like, fuck that shit. We still want to play. But Greenwood was a good football program. If I'm not mistaken, shit. They might have won a championship or been in a contention.
They
might have been in contention or something like that.
They went deep. They went deep.
I know the basketball team won a state championship, but
I mean, it's athletes up there.
They got athletes, hella athletes.
Pool of athletes up there.
Shit, you got them.
All right, so
you got them. I think the article even said they pulled some kids from Yazoo City here.
They did.
So, but still, it's still a hell of a story because that private school sector shit, it takes out that damn city limit shit or that school zone shit.
They do. It does.
If you can make it to the high school I went to, St. Joseph in Madison, hell, the soccer team was getting boys from everywhere. It's like a damn select team. Them boys was a fucking dynasty. Them boys were just killing shit.
Yeah.
Cause you can slick legally recruit.
The head coach said it best. He said, relationships is what brought these guys here, these new players here.
Yeah.
He said, because looking around, it surely wasn't the facilities. And that's what I go back to about young men figuring out a way to
play,
still go play. And I feel like they were being safe, but they had they passionate about football. They're passionate about playing.
You know them kids didn't give a fuck about no COVID.
Okay, they probably didn't.
The whole pandemic.
They probably didn't. They probably didn't.
I go to my mama's house. I look down the street. Kids were hooping in the street all the damn pandemic.
They probably didn't. They probably didn't.
Fuck about this shit.
But I'm drawn to the fact that they found a way. They figured some shit. They figured out how to get this shit done. They wanted to play. They wanted to be athletes because that's what they are at their core. They may not be the most greatest of students. They might be decent students. They may be great students. I don't know. But at their core, they're athletes. They're jocks, whatever you want to call it. They want to go out there and portray and display their talent to people every single weekend. They want to go out there and whether it be deliver that ball, run that rock, tackle motherfuckers, whatever it is, that's what they want to do. And that's their thing. I'm just appreciative of the fact that they figured out a way. And it kind of is developing to something that is like, hey, look, this whole team black, and we gonna go out here and we gonna whoop ass that, as Rick Cleveland put it, this is ass you ain't supposed to put whoop. That's the beauty of it. So it kind of morphs into something even more intriguing. But at the end of the day, these young men went out here and they made a way. They figured out a way. I mean, you could take it, even if it wasn't COVID involved, even if COVID wasn't a thing, let's just say the funding wasn't there at the school and they had to like toss the football program out. And these young men just said, we're going to go play somewhere else. I mean, so that's my whole thing. That's what I take from it. That's what I take from it. I mean, they obviously have done what they've done to these other schools, and they don't like it because these are the blue bloods of the state football.
Hell no, because they thought they were going to be 100. They thought they were going to be able to avoid these boys.
They thought it was going to be sweet. Well, I mean, Oak Grove came calling.
Oh yeah,
Oak Grove said we're gonna fill it up. We're gonna
fill it up. Those in the private school sector. They thought they're gonna be able to avoid them boys. Now Oak Grove was probably on some smelling themselves shit like, what the fuck? Probably. Like, y'all, what the fuck y'all think y'all gonna do with us? And then
they did that with us.
Shit happens.
They did that with them.
Shit happens.
We ain't gonna say what that was, but they did it with them.
You know that's what you on right now. Now that's straightening one. That what you would say.
I mean, that's the straightening.
That what you would say, but
you picked up the phone and you said you wanted it. We gave it to you. That's what they did. I can't blame them boys.
They got it.
So,
but America, we appreciate y'all fucking with us. Make sure you continue to do so. Again, we just went over 1,000 subscribers for the channel. Y'all were a huge part of that. Our viewers are put it on somewhere, a huge part of that. So this bottle is done now. God damn it. I started the bottle at the beginning of the show. This bottle has been killed now. I got drops
absolutely
left.
Nothing left. Got it.
So I pulled up for y'all, man. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate y'all for fucking with us. Continue to do so. Put your people on it. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of y'all that subscribe based on the Jackson State content, but we want y'all to goddamn view all the shit. We talking NBA, we talking NFL, we talk WNBA, we talk track, we talk boxing. You know what I'm saying? If it's something popping in the sports world for real, and if we're interested in it, we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It just because the genesis of this show was me and this man right here being on the phone for 2 hours just talking about sports, and like, man, we might well goddamn put it on tape.
Yeah.
Put the shit on tape. You know what I'm saying? And we are happy to see that a lot of people like to see what the fuck we talking about. You know what I'm talking about? But we appreciate y'all. I can't express to y'all. You know, it is what I do is talk for a living. But I still can't express to y'all how thankful we are for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But we going to show how thankful we are by continuing to be consistent and putting out quality product. And bring this shit to you, you know what I'm saying, to be that being connected to the culture. And I think that's what y'all really appreciate from you know what I'm saying. So make sure you follow us across all social media platforms. That's on Twitter, PIOS_100. That's on Instagram. Put it on something. That's on Facebook. Put it on something. Follow me across all social media platforms. That's on Twitter @first_realist. That's on Instagram @first_realist_100. On Facebook is just first letter. Follow my brother Tim G. Jacob across all social media platforms as well. And continue to grow with us. You know what I'm saying? As I said in one of my motivational speeches, without y'all, I'm just another motherfucker putting shit out on the internet. But with y'all, I will change the motherfucking world. And I truly mean that. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Make sure you shop with Statement Tees. That Statement Tees, every t-shirt you wear makes a statement. And again, just thank you. As always.
Yeah.
My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
and turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.